Hey YouTube, happy Mother's Day. This could be a long video, so I'm just going to get right into it. So, I know the front wheel there's flawed. It's got some paint removed. I'm going to try to touch it up, but I got actually a couple requests to compare this third gen Honda Prelude with the TLV second generation Honda Prelude. And so my general thought is, after looking at both of these very closely, this one looks better, but it's not because of the build quality or the fit and finish or the detail. While all of those things are good, they're not nearly as good as Tomica Limited Vintage. I just think this is a better body style. It's got a better stance, it's got nicer wheels, a little more sporty. The execution is clearly superior on this car, in my opinion. Everything is far more refined. The placement of all of the separate pieces, such as the taillights, all of the graphics, the badges, the interior is quite a bit nicer, or at least more noticeable. But it's not to take away from this car. This is a great looking third generation Honda Prelude. And honestly, if TLV were to do the third gen, I would suspect it would look pretty similar to this. The windows would look better. And the taillights would look better. The wheels probably wouldn't look as good. So it's a little bit of give, a little bit of take. They're both awesome cars. They're both castings that are worth having. Now with the Hobby Japan car, you get side view mirrors. You do actually get side view mirrors with the TLV as well. You just have to put them on. The exhaust looks better on this car here, as the tips are open. And on the TLV, it's a lot less noticeable. But mainly it's the wheels. Wheels have not ever been, with all the detail and quality that you get with Tomica Limited Vintage, wheels have never been their strong suit. Kind of like Auto World. I think Kyosho as a brand, as a whole, has the best looking wheels. But, you know, brands like Tarmac Works and Inno64 and now Hobby Japan. By the way, Hobby Japan has a couple of other castings coming out later this summer. They have a Honda Integra. They have a Toyota Soarer, which looks awesome. And then they have some other Toyota. It looks like a minivan or something. So I will keep my eyes out for those. Because, you know, I like Inno. I like Tarmac. But I'll go hard after this brand because it appears that they're going to stick with stock decos. And I would much prefer that to a racing car, which is all that Inno and Tarmac seem to be doing. So, but you guys be the judge. From quality, detail, build quality, fit and finish, replication, all that stuff, I think TLV is better. The wheels much nicer on this, and it's still a very nice premium car. So, not the best comparison of the two, but hopefully you guys can get the gist of it. I got a lot of stuff to get to, so I did recently purchase a couple of them too, which is very unlike me. I got this truck out of this series. I just think it looks really cool. The color, it's almost like a charcoal color from a distance with the red interior, which pops. I really dig the wheels and tires on this truck. But what's awesome about this truck, and I don't know if my camera will show it, but the paint, there's like purples and blues and greens and silvers, and it's just a crazy color. I think that's one of the coolest colors I've seen in the scale. So I'm glad I grabbed it. You know, when you look at this casting and you compare it to the same casting from, say, 4 or 5 years ago, the decline in quality is very, very noticeable. But still, in my opinion, qualifies as a premium detailed car. So I got that. Another M2 that I got, I just cracked this open. I just wanted to get this. I like the color with the Coke deco on a slug bug. I thought it was something I should have. So I grabbed it. Now, once you know it, the bonnet on the back is a wreck. It just dangling off to the side. It will not close proper. It will actually, it just won't stay. We do have an engine in there. That's pretty cool actually, that part of it. It's just that the bonnet's all messed up. I almost should just take the bonnet off of that. Run some pipes out the back or something. I do like the car. This is another pretty good casting from M2. I almost think I prefer this over the green light. In fact, I do prefer this over the green light, except for the green light split window. Nice lensed headlights. This one does seem to have a little bit of rake. Not sure what that's about, but also the turtle beak opens on this one. The trunk opens on it. I call it a turtle beak because that's what it looks like to me. Closes up nice, and you're all set. Cool car. I like it. What else did I find? Oh, I found... Let me grab them here. I found the fresh case of the Larry Wood. I should have bought the whole thing. I didn't realize they were selling for $60 a set. So I grabbed 3 of them. Here's 2 of the 3. This bone shaker is crazy cool looking. It has a metal base. That's a really cool car. I could see that being pretty collectible. And then I grabbed the 53 Chevy, which if it weren't for the stupid plastic hood would be an awesome looking car. It's got a really nice deco, nice wheel choice. So I grabbed those 2. I also had to grab this one because obviously it's got the moniker on it. This is a metallic silver color, which almost looks more like a clear-coated Zamac. And honestly, the clear-coated Zamac probably would have looked better with these graphics. But because it says heavy metal, I had to pick it up. So those are the 3 that I got. I found the case last night. I also found a case of silhouettes, so I grabbed the Monza and the Skylines. And out of the Larry Wood cars, I only took the 3 cars. I went back today, and the whole rest of them were gone. So Those are going to be really tough to find. So pretty happy that I got the 3 that I did. The Bone Shaker, to me, is by far the coolest looking one. Here's the only other casting that I know of that references the moniker. This is a Johnny Lightning Demolition Derby. Metal on metal, rubber tires, dually. So those are the 2 heavy metal castings. All right, now, put a nice little scratch in the road. Okay, so Thursday night I went to the Toy Pimps. The last video you guys saw the Cedric and the Laurels and the Preludes, which were a real popular hit. I went back to his house last night to grab a couple more things, so we're going to look at those in a minute. I'm just going to work my way to them. I found this today also. This is the Nissan Titan Warrior Concept in an awesome looking civilian deco. I was surprised to find this. Let's take a look at this one. I love these Matchbox license models. This truck's going to make me want to get that 5-car police set now with that Dodge Ram in it. I've been holding off on that because that Ram is the only one that I want. But this thing is awesome. Nissan Titan. It looks pretty good there. You got some... Wow, what is going on with my camera? Pretty decent taillight detail. You've got the Nissan badge. The base is an eyesore. It's terrible. That should have been done in black. The bed is mostly plastic. The top is plastic. There's a ton of plastic on it. Actually, I take that back. The top is not plastic. It is die cast with the exception of the sunroof. It's just painted. It's got some nice looking step-ups. They look good other than the fact of their color. Nice wheel choice. Really nice side view mirrors. Nice fender flares. Some pretty decent looking headlights. Look to be LED headlights. There's a lot of plastic in this truck. You can see Titan right above the grill. Got the vents in the hood. A lot of plastic, but it's overall, in my opinion, a very nice looking license model pickup truck from Matchbox. Very cool. I do like stuff like this a lot. So this was the only one that I came across. I have a feeling these next few assortments for Matchbox are going to be really tough for me to find because the last 2 assortments, my area got flooded with like the red Civics and the NASA truck and the blue Land Cruiser or Range Rover. All the cars from that assortment are just everywhere. And so I don't think I'm going to get a whole lot of the next assortment or 2. Hopefully I do, but we'll see. Okay, so from the Toy Pimp's house on last night, I grabbed a few things. I did pick up this in silver. I had it in green, but he had this one at a great price. So I'm going to replace the green one because I much prefer silver to green. And I think I have a new home for the green one, but if for any reason it falls through, then I'll trade it or sell it. Silver is just so much better for 1 to 64. And that is kind of a cool looking car. I was never a fan of these. I thought they were kind of ugly. Big fan of the first and second generation MR2s. Big fan. Not so much of this MR2. There were no hardtops with this car. They were all Spider convertibles. Okay, what else? What else? What else? What else? Oh yeah, I got this. Another really nice car from the Toy Pimp. This looks like a Kyosho Toyota Crown, but it's not. It's a Raise 64. Now, it could be the Kyosho tooling, and I only say that because sellers on eBay are listing them as Kyosho Raise 64, and Kyosho does have a Toyota Crown casting that looks very similar to this, so it could be a Kyosho tooling, but it's an undercover police car. There's an insane amount of detail on this car. I think the Kyosho Toyota Crown is part of the Carnell series. So you've got the emergency lights there in the grille with the Crown logo. You've got the lens headlights with the detailed indicators. Really nice side view mirrors. Excellent looking prototypical wheels. Nice little antenna. Taillights look good. Here's a feature on this car I don't think I've seen in 1 to 64. Let's see if I can get it. Look at the Toyota badge. So we all, we've seen a lot of Toyota badges. All the Kyoshos have them. Tomica Limited Vintage have them. But this one looks three-dimensional to me. It doesn't look like it's just a Tampo. Maybe it is. I don't know. But to me, it looks 3D. And yeah, the rear quarter angle on this car is killer. That just looks like a big, aggressive sedan. And since I got this, I thought I would take out... this, by the way, is the Toyota Crown Athlete. But I thought I would get out my Toyota Crown Comfort from Gulliver 64, which is an older body style. So we have here the undercover police car and the taxi. My favorite taxi in 1 to 64 scale that I've seen. And this Gulliver 64 car has at least as much detail as the Rays, if not more. Including some of the nicest looking steel replica wheels. Really nice fender mounted side view mirrors. There's even a meter on the dash. Let's see if I can get it to show. I think it's a meter. And then there's a lot of, well, you got like the lens headlights, the grille, license plate, and on this side you have a lot of graphics, window stickers. So, very cool. I've got I think I might have one or two nice TLV Toyota Crowns as well. And then I've got a Kyosho Toyota Century, which also looks awesome. But I love these big four-door Toyota cars with premium detail. Okay. I guess that leaves us two more cars. These are the two main cars that I went back to Toy Pimp's house not last night, but Friday night for. The first one is the Heno Ranger truck. Now, I would have preferred to have had this in blue. A lot of pictures going around on Instagram of the blue truck, but he was sold out, so I'm just happy to get it. I'll take white. It looks really good in white, too. This one does come with the side view mirrors. It's got the holes pre-drilled, ready for installation on both sides. I always choose not to do that. Excellent looking lens headlight inserts. Really nice lensed indicators above that, and painted indicators below. Check out the steel wheels. I mean, you can see the lug nuts from the silhouette side. Incredible detail. Mud flaps. You got this big step up that runs the length of the truck. Got fenders over the dually rear dually tires. Nice looking cargo bed. Nice looking headache rack. The interior looks really good. The glass on these TLV cars is it's like crystal clear. There's the interior. So these are awesome trucks. Now, let's look quickly at a Greenlight flatbed. Now, when you look at these side by side, they look like they could go together. You could display these next to each other and they would look like they're in the same ballpark. There is there's a vast price difference between the two, but there's also a vast quality difference between the two. You may say to yourself, well, Greenlight comes with the side view mirrors installed. You don't have to worry about it. And that's true. You do get really nice looking lensed headlights on both. The Greenlight truck is nice, and it might be a better value for the money, no doubt about it. But when you look at all the separate pieces that are put together to compile the finished product, like the toolboxes, the step-ups, side view mirrors, the light bar, anything that was not part of one of the original cast or molded pieces, they're typically glued on from Greenlight. What Atomica Limited Vintage does is they spin it to the base and they mushroom out a flange, so it's literally never going to fall off, ever. Might break out. It might break. They did the same thing with the tail lights in the back, so those will never come off. Just exceptional, exceptional quality from Tomoka Limited Vintage. So, anyways, so that's one that I got, the Heno Ranger truck. Happy to have it. Super soft rubber tires. It's very smooth and quiet as it coasts down the highway. Alright, what else did I get? This one here is a looker and a keeper. Not a Rolls Royce. That would be awesome and very expensive if it were. It is not a Rolls Royce, but it's a beautiful stretched limousine from Tomoka Limited Vintage. This is the Prince Royale. I would say it's a late 60s model. Tons of detail, including a third row seat, wood grain, wood dash. So there's like wood grain trim all throughout the interior. All the way up to the dash. You can see all the gauges. That's just a lot of detail for a 1/64. Now the car is massive, but it is scale accurate. The greenhouse on this car sits up really high. For example, here's the Honda Prelude. Both of these cars are true 1/64 scales. So if you were to see a 1-to-1 scale Honda Prelude next to a 1-to-1 scale Prince Royale, that is the proportionality that you would see. It's got great looking wheels, soft rubber tires, lens tail lights, got the Nissan badge on the back. And one cool thing about this limo, well, there's a lot of cool things about it, but it's the only large TLV casting that I've ever come across that has suspension. None of the others have that, so that's very cool. So anyways, that's it. I do have out, whoa, accidente. I have out the Subaru Ascent dealer exclusive, awesome looking SUV. I got out this Greenlight Corvette, which I think is a very underrated casting. That's a really nice looking car. Doesn't get much love. And I think that's about it. Got some Coca-Cola cases here to drop off to the thrift or the corner store. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the diecast. These cars are available through your Japanese diecast distributor or eBay. eBay's your best bet. The Toy Pimp is sold out of the limo. He might have some Rangers left. Not real sure. And yeah, that's going to do it. So happy hunting.